I think I saw some controversy about this. So there was a white lady who BM'd people, and that was fine, but then there's a black lady who BM'd people, and that's not fine? What's happening?
Racist taunting of Caitlin Clark.
I have no problem whatsoever. Skip, I want to preface everything that I say. Caitlin Clark.
Okay, as somebody who doesn't follow sports at all, I just want to say I like watching talk shows on sports. This is Fox Sports. The reason I like watching talk shows on sports is because they usually have former athletes in suits and they look amazing. You have all these like weaklings, these anchors that are just sitting there limply. And then you have people who are obviously former athletes. Like, am I wrong? He is, I assume. Right? I don't know any of these people, but like, look at his shoulders. Yeah, just sitting there being huge. You know? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Just yeah. He used to be in the NFL. Well, that explains the shoulders, right there.
She should have been a unanimous player of the year. Nobody should have got any votes. If you look at the way she played all year, and if she solidified that, she answered.
He's hot too. Yes, he is.
All the questions, she checked all the boxes in the tournament. She should have been a player of the year. This is about the portrayal of how women, we see it two different ways. 48 hours ago when Caitlin Clark did this John Cena, it was considered swag. 48 hours later, Angel Reese does the exact same gesture. It's classless.
Okay, yeah, this lady. I guess she's good at sports. I'm not going to pretend that I know anything. College ball? Okay. I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about sports. But she did this.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Now, I don't know anything about sports, but obviously that's BM. I mean, clearly, you can read that the body language pretty well. And apparently a bunch of people got really mad because they were like, "Oh man, that's so classless. That's so ghetto. What is BM? Bad manners. Like bad manners. Like trash. It's trashing." Anyway, like a white lady did this before and people were fine, but because like a black lady did it, people are like really mad about it. The white girl's also done the same time. Yeah. I mean,
to say she was an idiot, not just an idiot.
Oh, of course. After letting this play for 1 minute, I would pause and show the video 8 picoseconds before they also. Okay. Thank you.
Effing idiot. For you to stoop so low to call a college kid a female because she did a gesture when you didn't say anything when Caitlin Clark did it. It's funny how Skip. It's funny how America, society sees black and white. White person does the exact same gesture. Skip, you know one of the greatest talkers in the NBA?
It's such a non-story, though. I actually disagree. Because, for the most part, when it comes to, like, racist presentation in story... in like, media or whatever, like, you can't just point at a black person and go, like, haha, they're worse. Like, usually it's through like, coded stuff, you know? So, calling black women classless, I think, is actually one of the most... I think that's, like, the biggest thing they get hit with, you know? When it comes to, like, how do I racially code an insult without directly saying, I think that's actually it. Yeah, it's with black women like classless. So the people who called her, who are the people who called her on this? There were like some big sports people who were saying like, oh, this is classless, this is disgusting or whatever. This is Keith Olbermann. Yeah, Keith, you guys have heard, even you non-sports people, like you've heard of Keith before, right? Like, even I know that name. Shaq responded to him. Yeah, shut your dumbass up, leave Angel Reese alone. Which is a good argument, you know. I don't even follow sports stuff, and I saw a lot of people talking about this. There were other people, too. Black women are often seen as classless, angry, loud, etc. Yeah, one thing that I always thought was really weird, and I don't really know what, like, the intersectional... I don't know where the point is on this. But, okay... Oftentimes, okay, so there are, like, if you want to talk about, like, cultures broadly, I think you could fairly say white people tend to be, like, relatively reserved compared to Latin or Black Americans when it comes to, like, if you go to a neighborhood that's mostly white people compared to, like, a neighborhood that's mostly Black or Latin people, I think there's way more of, like, a community, like people enthusiastically communicating, socializing with each other. than in like white neighborhoods or I just imagine like barren, sterile suburbs or whatever. But the thing that was always weird to me is that like if I had to put money on it or something, and I think like, okay, well, if you wanted to say like, are black women louder? Are Latin women louder compared to white women? I mean, I don't know. I've seen lots of loud white women, but why is it that loud Latin women get called fiery, but loud black women get called classless? Isn't that weird? Because we also have a stereotype of Latin women being really like aggro, loud, over the top, but I don't hear classless as often, or ghetto or whatever. I hear, you know, there are plenty of Latin women in the ghetto. It's not like there's no association there. I hear fiery, like it's fetishized, like it's like a borderline positive. I don't know. Really weird. Really, really weird how that stuff plays out.
History, you covered the guy, was Larry Bird. He was never criticized. One of the greatest talkers in NFL football is who? Phillip Rivers. He was never criticized.
This really highlights the difference between the two teams. I can't get over Iowa and LSU facing each other in the women's national championship games. A tale of two cultures. Oh, this always. Okay, remember what I was saying about white women? Okay, High School Musical jam session. All right, I forgot to incorporate that into the loud white woman, archetype, you know? Because that's in there. Okay, we get it. We get what they're about. All right, now let's see. Yep. All right, I'm gonna lower the volume. They're just singing a song. This has 114,000 likes. Okay, this is exactly what I mean. A tale of two cultures. What does that mean? It's like yeah, culture, right? Yeah, culture. We've heard this one a million times before. I get the only like racially revealing thing that I see here is a reaffirmation of the fact that white people can't dance because they're not even trying to here, and they are. Is it racist? I don't even know. Is this like pro them? I can't even tell, man. I don't even know. The second one is them partying. It says right here, one is before practice, one is after a big game, y'all too much. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's culturally different, but is the comparison inherently racist? Well, that's what I mean. Can you tell? Because I feel like if a person who I knew was progressive posted this, I would go like, oh yeah, obviously. Like it's the joke is like white girls goofy, but they're like doing rap or whatever. But if like a right-wing account could post the exact same thing and it'd be like, oh, see, the white girls are poised and refined and they're listening to dirty rap music, like with no change in the context apart from, I have no idea. I don't even know. Love it. Thank you. Most responses do, but the ones who don't really do not pass the vibe. Maybe it is. I don't know. The replies don't seem to be full of white nationalists though. So, man, I hate race as a concept. I hate it so much. So dumb. I will say, though, assuming that this is being done in a non-racist context, like they literally mean culture here, and it's not a dog whistle, I will say this much. Stuff like this is it's a reflexive defense in the context of a culture like this. Does that make sense? Like, one of the reasons black people play up the yeah, we party attitude is because they're doing so in response to a culture that's kind of demeaning them for that anyway, right? Like there's an oppositional attitude here that gets fed into by the broader cultural narratives. It gets so complicated.
Did he say anything about Caitlin Clark? Was it classless when she did it? Nothing. Everybody.
This is like a Virgin versus Chad discourse right here. Look at this. Over here, my man's muscles are filling up the suit. And over here, this guy's like limp. He's saggy. He's sleepy. Sleepy Joe over here. Sleepy Skip. Skip is possibly the most hated commentator in sports history. Really? Why? Skip said that a player wasn't a leader because he took some time away after his brother's suicide. Yeah, you got to stay on that grind set. That big dub for Skip. Yeah. Get into a car accident, your way to work, you limp your way back to work. Get back over there. Get in that seat. Grind set.
I mean, how do we? It's so obvious what this is.
You f***ing die? Who cares? Show up to work.
This is not about anything else other than race. And I wish we didn't have to talk about it. I wish you and I could come out here and talk about what a great game. And Kim Mulkey, she did an unbelievable job. In only her second year. She put LSU, they're a power now. People got to respect this basketball.
I feel, okay, I don't know anything about this guy, so I don't want to project too much, but I feel like right now he's just checking out because this is like a race talk. And he's like, I'm just going to keep my head down. Either because he doesn't care, he doesn't want to be canceled or something. You know what I mean? Like, he does not want to talk about this. His body language is so much. It's like, yeah, okay, yep, yep, racism, yep.
Women's college basketball program. She's one of the 2 or 3 greatest coaches, probably Gino. Now you got to go Kim Mulkey is the third greatest college female basketball coach in history.
I'll buy that.
And but what we're talking about, because right down the middle, we see 2 different gestures. And one is a celebration, is celebrated as celebrated. The other is condemned. And why? Because a black did the exact same gesture that a white female did 48 hours earlier.
Jill Biden invited both teams to the White House because of this? Holy shit. That's so awkward. Can you imagine, like, being any player on either team and a black girl does, like, some BM or whatever, and then it turns into discourse, and then you both get invited to, like, the principal's office, Jill Biden, so she can offer you some cookies and have, like, a reconciliation moment in an environment where, as far as I can tell, the discourse is between commentators and not the players themselves. Like, I don't think any of the white girls have taken to Twitter and been like, I hate it when black women act confident around me. So, this is very funny. I hope they've filmed the entire thing.
The Louisville player got into it. Ain't nobody know that's swag. Ooh, Caitlin Clark, she liked that. That's the Mamba mentality. Everybody was loving it.
You're down 15, shut up.
Angel Reese can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Angel Reese do that. Why are you doing that? You're not in NBA this night. Yada, yada, yada. They have so much negativity to say. Is that our expression? We've always been very expressive. Jack Johnson started this. Jack Johnson started this in 1900, Skip, when he would beat they white heavyweight.
Angel Reese's reaction. Crying, laughing emoji, a joke. Oh, shit. She's turning down Jill Biden? Oh, okay. It's okay because Jill Biden is inviting both teams. Oh, look, a participation trophy. Sorry. So Angel Reese is basically saying, like, get those white girls out of there. Or something. Damn, she's remarkably confident, huh? Like doing the BM to begin with. And then Jill Biden, like, hey, you both teams get to go to the White House. She's like, no, I get to go to the White House. She doesn't get to go to the White House. She lost. She's a loser. I get to go to the White House. Incredible. I respect it. I think that athletics is one of the very few environments where you get to be like an over-the-top, arrogant asshole, and it's completely fine. I think that, I mean, I don't pay much attention to sports, and I think I generally respect players who are kind of conciliatory and humble more, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being like a big over-the-top, arrogant dick, because sports plays so much into that.
I'm sorry that I cannot give LSU the due respect that they deserve. Their women.
Well, you can, though. You are.
Yeah, I want to so bad, Skip, but it's trash talk. It's a part of the game. But white trash talk and black trash talk, Skip, is viewed entirely different, and we know why.
True. Yeah, no, that's true. I don't think I've ever seen this much, like, pushback on what was perceived to be kind of like a racist double standard when it comes to the behavior of black versus white athletes. Maybe there has been. I do know there was a big kerfuffle after the nappy-headed hose thing, but that was like 15 years ago or something. Man, that was so long ago. That was crazy. Yeah, Don Imus. Yeah, Don Imus referred to the Rutgers University's women basketball team, which is comprised of 8 African-American and 2 white players, as nappy-headed hose. Immediately after the show's executive producer, Bernard McGurk, called the team hardcore hose. I don't even think I can read this whole article. McGurk referred to the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game between Rutgers and Tennessee as a Spike Lee thing, adding Jigaboos versus the Wannabes, that movie that he had. I hope that's a tier 3 slur or lower, because like they just said this shit on radio. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this was back in 2007. Yeah, we've come a long way. Okay, this article, wait, hold on. This article has higher level slurs down the. Wow, these guys were very active participants in the race war here. I've always said that like the most racist people aren't the ones who say the N-word. It's the ones who say racial slurs that went out of use back in the 1930s. Okay, if a racist person starts using terms that sound like you would have gotten it from a historical piece from like the Dust Bowl, that's when you know, like this person is committed. They're not just some edgy Xbox teenager who's saying the meanest word they know to get a rise at it. No. They're this is a real one. Okay, this is a true warrior of racism. Probably shouldn't do that. Shouldn't be super racist if you can help it. Racial slurs for the Reconstruction era. When you hear them spoken, you can actually kind of like see the dust cloud emanating from the evacuated chambers in their lungs they had to excavate in order to get at those words. Yeah, like Richard Spencer with the Octoroon thing. I don't even know if you get in trouble for saying that, because it's like it's a million-year-old racial slur. It'd be like opening up at like Middle English dictionary and reading out slurs from like the Holy Roman Empire. It's like, does it mean anything anymore? Does this pertain? Is there relevancy? I don't know. You know? You Markip. Markip was an Austrian-Hungarian weasel farmer. A racial slur of great consequence. You know, a man was once executed for speaking this out loud in front of a minor duke.